What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. As always, I am alone again in the studio today. Going to be doing the TLC review and discussion here. Wow, what a pay-per-view this was. A lot of incredible matches, a lot of good spots, and just everything just put into one. Wow, what a good pay-per-view. Let's just jump right into it, guys. Let's go into the pre-show. We had Becky Lynch against the hometown girl, Sasha Banks. There was a massive pop for Sasha, it was her hometown in Boston. Not sure why this was a pre-show match. I don't know how you can job her that way into her hometown. You put her in the pre-show. I mean, half the fans were not even there yet. They're still filing in. But whatever. It was the pre-show match. It was a good tempo match, I thought. Definitely these two look great for the Divas' future. Becky Lynch basically dominated most of the match. There's a lot of outside interference from Team Bad, I thought, in this match. Maybe a little bit too much, but I guess that's their the role as the heel tag team. It did lead to interference by Naomi and Banks applying the bank statement for the win, which was a pretty good match for a pre-show match. It's definitely better than a lot of pre-show matches that we've seen in past pay-per-views. So good. I give credits all to the Divas here and putting up a pretty good pre-show match. Moving into match number 1 of the night, we had the ladder match for the WWE Tag Team titles. It was a triple threat tag team. We had the New Day against the Lucha Dragons against the Usos. The New Day promo before was awesome. I mean, these guys are so freaking hilarious and so good at cutting promos. I love the New Day. All praise goes to New Day in their promos. They are such good talent, and let's hope for some more funny shit down the line. This match was insane. If you guys haven't watched this match, go back and watch it. This match was incredible. We're putting it up there in match of the year candidate. It was so good. So many good spots with the ladders. A lot of high-flying moves by all teams, the Usos, Lucha Dragons, and the New Day. A lot, especially from the Lucha Dragons, who I think were really good and had a really good showing in this match. Craziest move of the match was insane. The Selena Del Sol from the top of the ladder onto the down setup ladder and it breaking in half. It's so hard to explain. It was so amazing to see that. Go back and watch it, guys, if you haven't seen it. And if you have, I know you're going to agree with me, as that was the craziest thing I've seen in a long time in the WWE. It was well performed. Everyone sold it just right. And then, right after it happened, Sin Cara just finishes it off with a Swanton bomb on top as well, which made it even pretty cool. But wow, man, that was insane. I still can't believe I witnessed that. That was incredible. Kalisto, at one point in the match, looked like he was going to win. He's climbing the ladder. And then Xavier Woods comes in and literally throws the trombone. He's outside the ring and Kalisto is climbing the ladder. He throws the trombone and it smacks Kalisto right in the back. And then Kalisto falls down, which leads to Kofi Kingston running up and grabbing the tag team titles and securing the retain for the New Day. I mean, this match was so good. Really good ending. This was awesome. New Day wins again. They retain. I see them still holding on to these titles up until WrestleMania. We'll see what their match at WrestleMania will be. But props to the Lucha Dragons, man. They put up a really good effort in this match. Uso is okay too as well. But there was a lot of good moves with the ladders. A lot that I haven't seen before in ladder matches in the past. So good on to all teams here in this match. Moving on here to match number 2. We had Ryback versus Rusev. I just want to start off by saying I was not really looking forward to this match. I thought it was going to be basically a snooze fest. I mean, it's the only thing that these guys can do right now, and it's the only thing that WWE is putting them together until they find something for them. Then you know what? By all means, have this little feud that they're going. I mean, this whole little every week it looks like Ryback's bumping into Lana, and she looks like she's really hurt, and Ryback trying to do something about it, but then she's faking it, and Rusev ends up picking the victory. It's basically what happened in this match. Man, I can't believe this was even a match. I thought this was good enough for Raw or SmackDown. This is how good it was. It was good enough for Raw or SmackDown, with the extent of itself being longer for pay-per-view for our enjoyment. Sick. I don't care. This match was really boring. Again, it was another sell job by Lana. Rusev trying to see if she's okay, getting distracted. Then Rusev beating the crap out of him, putting the accolade on him, and winning the match. One thing I want to point out in this match, since when does Rusev tell himself to crush people? Yeah, when Lana wasn't around, that's what he was doing, but she's back now. She can literally go up to the ring and just say crush. She's got one job to do if that's her job. What the hell? Why doesn't she say it? I find it really weird that Rusev is telling himself to crush people. I don't know. It's just me. I find it weird. But yeah, that's all for that match, because there's really nothing else happened in that match. So we're just gonna move on. Match number 3, we had a chairs match for the U.S. title. It was Jack Swagger against Alberto Del Rio. It's good to see Swagger back in the WWE again and being used properly. This is a really good put together feud. I really like what they're doing with Zeb Coulter as well. So kudos to WWE on making this a good feud. Del Rio also looks pretty good. He looks like he's in the greatest shape of his career right now, so glad to see him back in the WWE too. Going into the match, there's a lot of good use of chairs in this match. There was no lack of use for as well. We actually seen a couple headshots. I'm pretty sure there was one moment in the match where Swagger got hit in the head with the chair, which was pretty awesome. Like, we don't really see headshots in WWE anymore, so it's pretty cool to see that. Swagger used the chair to apply the Patriot Lock at one point, which was really impressive. Del Rio wins the match, ends up winning the match. I mean, Swagger piled all the chairs in the ring first, and he failed at doing what he was going to do. After that, I think he was going to superplex him onto all the chairs, so it failed. And we got to see Del Rio's new stomp corner finisher, and as Del Rio piled all the chairs underneath Swagger and stomped him on top for the win. Really well done match. I'm not really sure what the crowd was doing in this match. I mean, the crowd were just bored the entire match for some reason. They were being bored enough to chant a CM Punk chant, which was really fucked up, because I thought we were over that and we were past that. As much as he was my boy and I used to love CM Punk, I thought the crowd would honestly be over that, but I guess not. I don't know how they didn't get into this match. I thought it was pretty good. A lot of good spots everywhere. There wasn't really a dry part of this match, but really good match. Good job to Jack Swagger and Alberto Del Rio putting on a good chairs match. Moving on to match number 4, we had the 8-man tag team elimination table match. The Wyatts against, I guess we call them the ECW originals. We had Dudley's against and Tommy Dreamer and Rhino versus all 4 members of the Wyatts. This was more than just a tables match, if you guys have seen this. There was kendo sticks, trash cans, you name it. There's everything in this freaking match. It was very ECW-esque, if you want to put it in that way. I'll just go by the eliminations throughout this entire match, just because it's hard to keep up in a match like that. We had Eric Rowan first eliminated. He got 3D'd through the table, which is pretty cool. But it looked like they meant to 3D him through his table, like with the tape, and it says Rowan on it. But at one point, Devon was lying on top of it, and Rowan was going to smash him through it, and it kind of collapsed on itself, and you can tell that all the wrestlers were just waiting for someone to set up another table, and the ref kind of helped them too, so it was kind of like a you fucked up moment, but it wasn't anyone's fault. Second to get eliminated was Rhino. He got big booted by Harper through a table. It was really poorly done. I don't see how a big boot pushing you back into a table actually counts. I mean, he wasn't on the table. He was before the table. I guess it does kind of count. Now I'm thinking about it. If you get speared through it, it does count as well. But anyways, that's the second elimination. Bray did this creepy crawl at one point. You know, the little thing where he pops up backwards. As Devon was setting up a table, Devon turns around and he gets the Uranagi slam right through the table, and Devon Dudley is eliminated. The next to get eliminated is Tommy Dreamer. Luke Harper does his little through the ropes outside dive, and it basically pushed Tommy Dreamer through a table that was set up on the outside, and basically left Bubba Dudley alone by himself against all 3 members, everyone got eliminated, all 3 members of the Wyatt family. It looked like Bubba at one point was going to light the table. He had the table set up, goes under in the ring, grabs the lighter fuse. The crowd's all getting amped up for this, and no. we don't see a fire table as much as everyone in the crowd, and including I, wanted to see a flaming table. It didn't happen. Braun Strowman got in the ring and chokeslammed Bubba Ray Dudley through the table, which cleared the victory for the Wyatt family. Man, the crowd became so silent at this point. It was crazy. They really, really wanted to see a flaming table, and as soon as the Wyatts won, they went dead silent. It's almost like everyone took a bathroom break all at the same time. But other than that, moving on, we have the IC title match, Kevin Owens against Dean Ambrose. Why was there not a stipulation for this match? I really don't understand. You had a stipulation for the US title match. Why was there no stipulation for this? I mean, it would make sense. I mean, Dean Ambrose is a crazy lunatic. Why wouldn't there be some sort of table or ladder or chairs match, to be honest? Like, this should have been a stipulation match. You have a themed pay-per-view. I've gone on about this in previous podcasts. You have a themed pay-per-view, WWE. Make every match with the theme of the pay-per-view. And if not, don't have a themed pay-per-view. But moving into the match, it was a really good match. Owens dominated most of it. Dean Ambrose kind of came back near the end. There was a lot of good spots. Dean Ambrose actually looked like he had the match won at one point, and Kevin Owens just got his fingertip. I mean, just got, by inches, his fingertip onto the ropes right before the 3 count. Everyone in the crowd even thought it was 3. They were even celebrating. It was so well done. Good on by both these guys and the referee for pulling off that spot. I think maybe this match should have ended in a finisher, because as it kept going, it looked like Kevin Owens was going to do the pop-up powerbomb, and Dean Ambrose kind of rolled it up into a roll-up and won via roll-up, which I didn't really like. I thought it should have ended with a finisher, but then, like, now thinking about it, maybe this is setting up for a rematch, which I'm guessing Kevin Owens is going to want his rematch, so they'll probably have a rematch at the Royal Rumble, so I see that happening, or maybe even sooner. But yeah, as for that, it was a pretty good match. Moving on to match number 6 of the card, which is the co-main event, and I love how they had the Divas in the co-main event. This was awesome. It was the Divas title match between Paige and Charlotte. I love the Divas getting a chance here, and now they're being in the co-main event of the pay-per-view. This match had a lot of hype behind it. If you haven't seen it, go see the promo before the match that they did. Really good job with the WWE promo team. Kudos to them on that. I do sense a heel turn, though, by Charlotte, just because of her antics in the last couple of weeks and what happened in this match. So jumping right into it, the crowd was such on Paige's side. This was nuts. They booed the shit out of Charlotte Flair. And, of course, Ric Flair was at ringside, and, you know, he's never going to get booed. He's always going to get his woos. So moving into the match, Charlotte was taking a lot of moves out of the Ric Flair moveset. I'm not sure how I even feel about that. I thought they were supposed to make Charlotte this her original character. Yeah, she has the bloodline to Ric Flair, but I thought she was going to just incorporate her own moves and then do her version of the figure 4. But lately, I've just been seeing a lot of Ric Flair moves. Whether this is just part of the gimmick right now with Ric Flair being at ringside for almost every match she's had lately. So we'll see what happens with that. It was a really good match, though. These two are going to be a huge part of the Divas future as well alongside with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. The Divas division looks incredible right now for the future. I'm happy about that. Other than that, in the match, Rick did pull a couple dirty moves to try to help Charlotte a bit throughout the match. There was one point where Paige had the Rampage down and was going for the cover, and then Ric Flair grabbed Charlotte's foot and put it on top of the rope. And basically, as Ric Flair and Paige were arguing with each other and getting distracted, Charlotte took the padding off the second part of the turnbuckle, and then Paige went back to Charlotte, and Charlotte smashed her head onto that second part of the turnbuckle and won. So a really dirty way to win by Charlotte. Again, I'm sensing a heel turn somewhere down the line. It's probably going to happen sooner than later, and I think Paige is going to go back to face, and she's going to win the Divas title. I'm really happy about that. Not just because Paige is my girl, but I'm liking the direction of this feud. I honestly think there's going to be a huge match at WrestleMania. I think it might be even Paige versus Sasha versus Charlotte in a triple threat match for the Divas title. That'd be pretty sick. I hope WWE goes into that direction. Moving on into the main event of the evening, we have the WWE title match, and it was a TLC match. Wow, was the crowd not ever into this match up until the very end, so we'll get to that after. But even in the beginning, the crowd were chanting, "We want Cena," and then the other half were chanting, "Cena sucks," as always. But man, the Boston fans are just being trolls throughout this whole match, chanting random shit, weren't even paying attention to the match. I mean, I thought a couple of spots in this match were pretty good. So, I don't know. But before the match, I really had no clear-cut winner onto who I thought was going to win this match. I honestly thought Brock Lesnar was going to come back and interfere, and there was just going to be a draw. Like, I didn't think anyone was going to win this match, and I thought Brock was going to come back and be included into the feud, which didn't happen. Going into the match, we had a couple good spots. We had Sheamus give the white noise off the steps, through the table, and I just don't understand. The crowd didn't even react to it. Like, this was actually really well done. Like, you're on top of the steps, and you go through the table with the... If you don't know what the white noise move is, go check it out. It's insane. So, I don't understand why the crowd didn't really react to it. I'm not sure. Maybe, I think it's due to the two superstars here and how bored WWE is of these two guys and how the crowd hates them so much. But moving on, we had Roman Reigns somewhat drop Sheamus through a ladder. I thought this was pretty well done. It looked kind of awkward at first, but then like when I seen the replays from different angles, it looked pretty good. He basically Samoan dropped him from the ring through the ladder that was placed between the announce table and the ring. Man, when Sheamus got up and got back in the ring, he was bruised and cut everywhere. And it's easy to tell with him because he's white, fair skin, but he got cuts everywhere. I'm guessing it was from that ladder when they went through it, so really these guys put everything on the line in this match, so kudos to them on that. Sheamus at one point is going up to get the title, and Roman Reigns basically jumped up the ladder, and Superman punched him, and then he fell off the ladder through a table, and the crowd was going nuts finally at this point. Roman Reigns is climbing the ladder, and everyone's like, oh shit, Roman Reigns is gonna win, and then no. We got the interference. I was waiting for it. I was thinking about it right when I was watching this. I'm like, where's the League of Nations? And sure enough, Rusev and Del Rio come out to help their friend Sheamus. They start beating the crap out of Roman Reigns. Then Roman Reigns kind of overcomes it, beats the crap out of both of them, and tries to get back in the ring in time. He does pull Sheamus off the ladder, but Sheamus kicks him out of the ring, and then Sheamus climbs up the ladder just in time as Roman Reigns tries to get back in a second time to win the title. Oh, I really thought Brock was going to come back, but Sheamus ends up winning it somewhat clean. I mean, he had his buddies come in, so I can't really say it's a clean. I guess it's a dirty win. But after the match, Roman Reigns, basically, they're celebrating Sheamus, Del Rio, and Rusev. They had him on their shoulders, and Roman Reigns speared all three of them at the same time, which looked pretty cool. Crowd starts getting more into it. Then Roman Reigns goes and grabs a chair and literally just starts beating the shit out of all three of them. So he keeps beating the crap out of Sheamus too, and then Triple H comes out to try to get him to stop. Roman finally stops and is kind of walking away. Triple H is still yelling at Roman Reigns, and then basically turns around, nails him with the Superman punch. The crowd's even going more nuts now. And he starts beating the living shit out of Triple H with a chair, just going ham on Triple H. Stephanie screaming on the outside. This was really well done. And then they end up on the outside. Roman Reigns kind of just takes everything off the announce table. The Spanish announce table, you can't have a pay-per-view without a broken Spanish announce table, so you know what's coming next. So he puts Triple H on top of it, climbs on the regular announce table, and does this giant... he kind of oversold the elbow drop, but it looked pretty good because the table finally smashed. They both went through it, and it was just nuts. Roman Reigns is going up the ramp. Looks like they're going to send the crowd home happy, and then they just send them home even happier. Roman Reigns turns around. As he's running back, the crowd gets even more amped, and he spears Triple H on the outside right onto the floor, and it was just crazy. This was really well done. I liked the ending of this match. I'm glad it didn't end on a shitty note, just Sheamus celebrating, and that was the end of it. Really well done, and I'm guessing this is setting up their feud for WrestleMania, Roman Reigns against Triple H. I don't think they're going to start now. I think Roman Reigns is going to get another shot at the title, but this is definitely a step into building the feud for Triple H and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 32. But overall, guys, this is a really, really good pay-per-view. I love the way they did every match in this. They could have done without a few matches, maybe add Sasha to the main card, but whatever. Really well put together pay-per-view. Really good ending. I really honestly am thankful that it didn't end in a shitty way, but I can't wait for the Royal Rumble. It's almost upon us. It's about a month away now. I can't wait for it. I actually don't even know who's going to win the Royal Rumble soon, but we'll get into that later. Tune in, guys, later this month, or even sooner than that. We're going to have our own NHBWP Slammies, which are going to feature all the awards for this year. We're going to have Match of the Year, Superstar of the Year, Diva of the Year, all that jazz. So tune in for that, guys. We'll also do our Raw and SmackDown reviews as much as we can, and then tune in, guys. We got a lot of good things coming in 2016. As I've said before, excuse me. There's a lot of good things coming to NHBWP. We're going to have live broadcasting. I'm really excited for that. And just a lot of good more things that you'll have to tune in to see. But other than that, guys, I'm your host, as always, the greatest host, Kyle Masters. And that's it.